I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.
All right, here we are again, another podcast with the CryptoBROS.
And Holly.
And Holly.
So yeah, if you joined us last week, you will see that Holly was on the program. And we've talked about this in some Twitter spaces and things like that, but everything went awesome. And we talked, I don't know, it was an hour and 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we actually probably talked for 2 to 3 hours that day and had to edit some stuff out and this and that, technical difficulties. But it kind of just felt like it was meant to be. And so it didn't take very many conversations for us to go, hey, you want to just be part of this full time? And without hesitation, Holly said yes. So officially, if Greg, you want to switch the sign over, we want to officially welcome Holly to the team. So maybe
We'll see.
we'll do it.
Of course
Yeah.
we will.
There it is.
And Holly.
And Holly. So we strategically placed it between Caleb's big head and Greg's little head so that you can see it. But you know, we are continually working on things. We are not professional graphic designers or, well, Greg gets his feelings hurt when you say he's not a professional.
Oh, I know. That's my vibe.
But we are working on things. But this is just another thing, too, that you guys out there that are watching this, if you have suggestions for us or whatever, shoot them our way. We won't, we'll read them all. We'll see what you guys got going on. We're going to need help with taste test ideas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to probably put some polls out there and things like that to get some feedback from the people that are watching. But back to what we were talking about, I just officially want to welcome Holly to the team, and thank you very much for joining us. It's been a crazy week, as I'm sure it has been for you, but lots of people DMing us and following us, and it's been awesome. It's been more than we ever thought it would be. So, welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, give her a But along with that too, you know, I wanted to just touch base real fast before we kind of get into the crypto news and debut Holly's new segment.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on. Before Holly joined us, we actually were talking about rebranding a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we are actually in the process of working on kind of rebranding some things and doing some different things. You are going to see some new updates. And we only have so many hours in the day, so these things take a little bit of time. So you might see something new each week. But in 2 more podcasts, you're going to see the studio get rehauled a little bit. It won't look too much different on your guys' end, but we've got some in-studio guests, and we need more space. So we are working on that. I'm not going to tell you who's coming to town, but you're going to want to stay tuned because it's going to be awesome. Did you do this?
But wait, there's.
But before we get started, Holly, we ran into something, and I don't know if this is on a Twitter space or if this is something I just saw out there that we have to talk about with you. So you said something to someone about showing pigs in 4-H.
Oh.
Is that right?
Yes, I did. Once.
Okay.
Only one time.
Okay,
Only
you want to go into that story just a little bit because there's a reason I bring that up.
Yes, so I love animals. I mean, it's a given. Everybody knows that. Like, that's no doubt about it. So one year I decided to join 4-H and raise a pig. Well, I kind of knew what was going to happen at the end, but I just didn't, want to believe it. So
Right.
I raised him. I mean, he was just the best pig ever. And pigs to me are just the most amazing animal. And it's because they're so smart. Because I have 2 of my own now. They are potbelly pigs, but.
Like indoor pets?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so one day I'll have to put them on the podcast.
There you go. That could be our mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually totally sidetracked, but they have a pig door that, a human can actually fit through.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And they come in and out, they're potty trained. The best animal I have ever had. And I have dogs, I have cats, I've had a bird. So anyway, back to 4-H. So I believe I was like 11 or 12. I raised this pig, super just loved them so much, or him. And at the end, you have to sell him.
Yeah.
And so that was the hardest. I cried after I sold him. I cried for, almost every day, I would say, just because I got into the habit of really taking care of this thing. Well, all of a sudden we get a package and it was my pig. And I'm like, I will never eat it again. It was after, and this was, after I got over the crying every day and like getting used to him not being around, we get this package of pork and it's my pig, because it's like a thank you that they give to the families for raising the pig. And I bet you that pig was the best tasting pig in the whole world because he was so loved.
But you don't know because you didn't try.
No, I don't. I refuse.
How old were you when you did this?
I think I would think I was 12 or
Okay.
11. It was around that time.
So the reason I bring that up is because Caleb and I actually around the same age showed pigs in 4-H.
Yeah.
Why we did it, I still don't know. But
To raise a little bit of money.
yeah, well, that is one thing about 4-H pigs. They usually sell for a lot more money than regular butcher pigs do.
Yeah.
But we did that for a couple years. We didn't get attached to them as like you did because I liked money. But but I will tell you, the fairs that you show these animals at are in the hottest part of the summer. And once you bring your animal to the fair, you have to stay there. You don't just drop it off and then go home. So after 2, maybe 3 years, we quit doing that because, I don't know, other
Sleeping
interest,
with
I
pigs.
guess, and things like that.
It's
But
bad.
I just thought it was hilarious that you had that story. And I said, Caleb, check this out, because we did the exact same thing. So, but we don't have potbelly pigs that live in our house. But that I can imagine.
I know people that do.
Do you?
Don't you?
No.
Drexel?
Oh, yeah, yes,
Yeah.
we do. Well, I
I
think
won't name
there's passed
names.
away.
Oh.
Yeah, there's passed away. I don't know why, but suddenly it did.
Pig.
But it grew to be bigger than a potbelly pig.
I heard it was mean too.
Was it? I think there's a lot of people out there that claim they're potbelly pigs when they're little to make some money, and then all of a sudden they're 400-pound animals.
Oh, yeah. I think, let's see. So I have a girl and a boy, and you should never actually only have one pig because they're pack animals, and they have emotions like humans, you guys. Like,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
and they cry. They actually cry and have tears. It's crazy to me. So I ended up having, I had one at first, and this was before I knew a whole lot about them. And her name is Penelope. She was this tiny little thing, real tiny, but she's about a good 300 pounds now.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah. And so then I got Louis. He's the boy, and they are different types of potbelly pigs. Like Penelope is an African something, but I'm not sure what Louis is. He has like a bigger snout. I don't know, but now they're just best friends. And Penelope actually lost weight, a little bit of weight, because she has, before she was just real lazy and just lonely. And so now that we have Louis, he keeps her company and they play. They're usually outside a whole lot more than they are inside, but it's so hot here.
Oh, yeah.
That we just, that we can't keep them outside. They actually share a whole room with the dogs, and they have air conditioning. They're very spoiled. They're very spoiled.
They hit the lottery, I think, then. Yeah, that's crazy.
They eat great too. I make them salad every day, twice a day. They have fresh salad.
Wow.
And then they have, grain to eat. To make them full is the grain part. But they're spoiled, you guys. I swear, I always say I work to feed my animals because I have so many. So.
Well, yeah, I always thought dogs were expensive to feed, but my dog doesn't weigh 300 pounds, so I can only imagine what that food bill is.
So my dog, I love big animals, I guess. I have a Saint Bernard, and I have a husky, and then they have babies, and I have 2 of their babies. So but the babies, they're not babies anymore. They're like 4. But they're bigger than Dad. And Dad, yeah, they're a good 150 pounds each at least. And they go up to probably like above my hip. So they're my protectors. I love them.
So the rule at Holly's house is that if you have a pet, it must be bigger than Holly. Is what it sounds like.
And they are. When they, I always put them on my shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
And they are very much bigger than I am.
Good thing they're nice.
Yes, but they look very, there are other ones I got to bring on the podcast because, I have one that has just a real black face, and then the rest of them is tan, and his little paws are white. But he looks so mean. But he is such a gentle giant. It's crazy. He's so sweet. I think, if anybody tried to rob us, they would help. They wouldn't attack. They would help them. So
nice. You just described Caleb.
Wow.
Except for the robbing part. I don't think he would help the robbers, but he's the gentle giant too. Do you have white paws though?
I guess.
Are you furry?
No.
Do you need a salad? No, but not to turn this into farm animal talk or whatever, but I just heard that story and I was like, we got to at least mention it. So with that being said, horrible segue, but let's just get right into the crypto talk, because anybody that's been paying attention knows that there isn't a lot of new news out there right now. But sometimes the calm before the storm, and I kind of believe that might be where we're at with a couple of projects. But we'll start today with SAFEMOON, and they had launched we did a CryptoBROS bite Saturday when it happened, but we didn't really have a lot of information. I really thought we'd have a lot of information by now, but we still don't know a whole lot about it. So it is a security product. It's called Orbital Shield. They have filed for a trademark for it. But besides that, we don't know exactly how it fits. They've said that it's going to be on the wallet first. It makes me think this is a product they can probably sell, that can help the ecosystem through SAFEMOON. But I think there were a lot of people that were disappointed. I kept seeing mixed reactions, but even on the excited end, it wasn't like super excited. But if they have the plan that I think that they have, this is steps. And security being the first step makes me excited, because the last thing you want to do is start rolling out all these things and everything's good and then have some sort of security mishap. And then bang, it shuts down all momentum. Some projects don't recover from that. So I think that the steps that they're taking by doing this first is actually a good thing. I don't have much to report on actually what it is, so much as we know it's security, digital security. We just don't know how it's going to affect the ecosystem yet. But I think we'll find out soon.
And I appreciate the delays, because that means they're trying to work it. So it
always
sounds negative, but delays are a good thing, because they're trying to really they're paying attention to it, and they want it right.
Just like in everyday life, when you rush through something, there's a chance for a mistake, right? But if you are methodical with it and you keep planning it out and then testing it as you go, whatever it may be that you may be building in your backyard, maybe it's a pig pen for all these pigs. If you just rush through it, maybe that thing falls in on itself. But if you make sure it's braced correctly and you use the right wood and the right screws and the right tools to put it all together, then you can let it sit back there and be a nice home for those pigs for a very, very long time without having to worry about it. And that's probably the worst analogy ever for crypto, but I'm a little simple-minded sometimes. So,
when the birds start, you know how the birds hit it.
Here we go.
The Angry Birds.
Is that still a thing? Is Angry Birds still a thing?
It's nostalgic now.
Okay, it's nostalgic now. All right.
I haven't thought about it in a while until you just said that.
You said it.
Well, you said the pig pen. That's what first came to my head.
I can't help but think about bacon when we talk about pigs. That's all I think about.
Wow.
But, sorry, Holly.
Some of my words.
But I would say that I understand that it's easy to not get super excited about that because it's not creating green candles and people aren't instantly getting rich over it. But I do believe that this is a great foundation. I'm really excited to learn more about it too. My biggest disappointment is that we didn't get to find out very much about it. Like, I don't really know what it is or how to explain it to people because here is the product, beta testing's coming, it's going to be on the wallet. Unless I missed something, that's about all they said. So I get it that some people were upset. I get it that some people were happy. I just personally think people should be excited because without that step, I don't think things roll out the way that people are hoping they roll out. So, but then we have to talk about BBTF, especially when it comes to the point of reflections. So everybody's waiting, everybody's asking when, you know. I love it, depending on the day and the theme, what we're asking when about, you know. But with this, I get it. People want to know when that's going to happen. People want to know when the reflections are going to hit. I can't tell you.
You don't know?
You know, we don't know. But I
Magic
believe
eight
it's
ball.
going to be sooner than later.
Yeah.
And I think that the hype train is just getting started for that project. I really do. Holly, do you have anything to add about BBTF?
Well, actually, so they just became moon partners with SAFEMOON.
Yes, that's
Ooh,
true.
A lot of people don't really know what that means to be a moon partner. And I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but I do know that they have access to the exchange, to the blockchain. They also have access to know more than we do. So, and they do. That I can tell you. So I think that's super exciting. But just like SAFEMOON and other projects out there, BBTF, you know, they did run into some a little bit of issues that they're trying to rectify, along with automating those reflections. So
yes. That's what I was just going to touch on that. Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder that it's taking time. They want to believe me, I know the dev that is working on this. He wants it to be 100% correct because they've already had issues.
You don't want to have to fix it again. You don't want to have to fix it again. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, if you're not patient enough to stick around and wait for that to happen, that's on you. And I mean, if you want to sell, because I did see, you know, several people actually say, if I sell right now, am I getting the reflections? No, because you can't wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, and it's not physically possible with the contract the way it's set up either to get your reflections if you don't hold the token. Like they wouldn't know who to even send it to, and it's based on percentages. So
I think
you don't get it.
You know, why don't you take snapshots? Every hour? I mean, it's a lot of work. You know, so
we're talking about digital technology here. We're not talking about writing these things down and then going back and plugging them in. Yeah, no, I'm with you 100% on that.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, hats off to the BBTF team for making, you know, for doing things the right way. If it takes, you know, another week, another 2 weeks, then I'm here for it because I know that when it does come out, it's going to be correct. So
I'm on the school of thought that if it took 2 more months, would I be super stoked about that? No, I wouldn't be. But, and I'm not saying it's going to be. I honestly think that it'll be quickly. But I would rather it take that time. I mean, we deal with that sometimes with SAFEMOON too. I see people get upset because they're like, oh, they're just putting out puzzles for us to put together. No, maybe, but they're engaging with the community while they're doing that. But they are doing it correctly. We don't want to get 6 months down the road and go, oh, guys, we got to go back to step 1 because we didn't do our due diligence.
Right.
So, I think I said this last week, and I will probably end up saying it again. I have more faith in the team for the way that they're handling the issues that they had than I would have had if there had been no issues to begin with. So, I think it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, when you hear no issues, that's a red flag.
Yeah, no issues scares me because there's very rarely in life where I do something where I don't mess something up. I mean, I can't make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without screwing something up, you know. So
right, because there's going to be something. That's just transparency. That's what transparency is. Because there's definitely going to be issues.
And I think people can appreciate transparency if they can have a dose of patience with that too. If you're not looking for just that immediate 20-minute return on your money. You know,
that everybody's looking for.
That's just unrealistic. I mean, it doesn't happen in any other market. It doesn't happen in any other investments.
Right.
You don't put $1,000 in the bank and expect to go cash out 12
Right.
grand in an hour.
You got to change the mindset.
As a matter of fact, if you do it that quickly, you won't even gain interest on your money. So,
Right.
but no, I think that's a pretty good deal. And then also along that same lines with that is that in protocol, we found that Gotti is now heading that up. Also, the infinite loop that they're talking about, I would be talking way over my pay grade if I went much further than that, because details haven't really been dropped on any of that stuff.
Yeah, you would.
But these two are going to be intertwined, and I like the word infinite. And I think that a lot of times when people talk about reflections and reflection tokens, no matter what it is, they're like, I want SafeMoon to be $1 so that I can sell, right? Why? If SafeMoon makes it to $1, I'm not selling anything except whatever my bag was. I might sell reflections to live off of, but I'm keeping my bag. And if you have something called an infinite loop, that makes me think that there may be some reflections to live off down the road, and that makes me excited. So
Yeah, I don't.
plus we're talking about people and we're talking about people that are running both of these programs and these projects that are very transparent, that are out there, that are engaging, that are I think easily trusted. And that's big for me. I know that's big for you too, Holly. But
It is.
but that's kind of exciting. Personally, I have to report on ETC because I don't.
It's all about Josh.
That's not it's all about Josh, but the merger is happening.
It is,
By the
yeah.
time we come back on next week with our podcast, the merger should have happened the day before.
Sure, yeah.
And with that, you have that V2 contract that comes out that it's going to affect a lot of tokens out there, not just the ones that you're thinking about, but one that I'm hoping it affects is ETC. And the reason I bring it up is because their hash rate is at an all-time high. There has been talk about there being another fork, but that has happened. It's not listed. That could hurt ETC a little bit, but if that doesn't go down, then I think you're going to see Ethereum, I said it right, and ETC both go up over the next couple
Wait for the
weeks.
beam of light.
Or something.
Yeah, we need like whoa. But so that's exciting for me, and I know that I almost said it wrong. Ethereum is a huge project, huge token out there that people use. So there's a lot of people out there, I'm sure, are invested in it, even if you don't realize you are. Some of those tokens are on that chain. So it should be a pretty good. It's becoming an exciting time again for crypto. I kind of feel like over the last 3 months or whatever, it's like banging a hammer against your head because it's like, come on, let's do something, you know. But the last thing I wanted to mention before we get to Holly's new segment is the DFS Mafia platform. They had their soft launch a week ago. They've got their prop bets, their fantasy, all their stuff is up and it's working. And their hard launch is Sunday. So I can't wait to see that. Check them out. We'll see how that goes. And we'll kind of report on it next week to make sure that everything went through smoothly. It's just a project that I'm behind. It doesn't mean that you have to get into it. I don't ever try to shill anybody's projects because I don't want to spend your money. But it's one I'm super excited about. And for me, that's all we got to talk about this week when it comes to crypto.
Okay.
So we will, if something breaking happens, we'll try to throw crypto bites out there for people and kind of go from there. But Holly, the floor is yours for your new segment. Would you like to introduce it?
Yes, so my segment is kind of around HOLLITIVITY.
There you
Shocker.
go.
Yeah.
Round of
Like,
applause.
Yeah, HOLLITIVITY.
Yes. So my idea around this, I'll give a little bit of a background, is, I try really hard to be positive all the time for other people and for myself. But because I'm so community driven, I felt like I need to involve the community in this segment somehow.
Okay.
And so, I am on Twitter a lot, all the time, because I just am a firm believer that if somebody interacts with me, I should give them the same respect to interact with them, because they took their time out of the day. So I'm going to do the same. And I've been like that since day one of Twitter. Actually, that's a lie, because that was 2009 and my account went dead for all the way up until 2021. So
First segment, first lie.
no, but since I've been involved in crypto Twitter, I should say, I have made it a point to really, interact with people who take their time to interact with me, because it's just a respect thing, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. So what I've done is I try to read as much as I can, and I want to highlight the people who are positive out there too, that maybe, don't get enough recognition for it. And so one that I came across, I think it was yesterday, she is actually a pillar in the community, you guys. Her name is Gracelia, but her Twitter, her name on Twitter is Chella. She is actually a singer in Mexico.
Oh, I did not know that.
Okay.
Yes, and they had actually came out with a SAFEMOON song, her and a couple of others. I think there was, Nandi, and then SAFEMOON Smoke, which reminds me I need to find him. He has been MIA for a while, and his wife are all on this track for SAFEMOON. And it's just such a chill song. I love it. One day we'll have to play it and highlight them on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's amazing. And so this post specifically kind of stuck out to me the most out of all of the ones that I did read. And it says, think positively. You will never lose, because positivity always wins. And so for me, I have said that every single day of my life, because I truly am a firm believer that positivity always wins. No matter if you don't see it right then, you eventually will see it. And so I just was, it just really struck a chord with me. And then on top of that, she actually translates it into Spanish for all of her Spanish community that's within SAFEMOON, or actually her own community,
right.
So I think that's pretty awesome. She is such an amazing lady, and just so dang sweet. And so I just felt like I really wanted to highlight her first on our very first segment, because she really does deserve it. She is just as positive as I am. And I feel like she doesn't get enough. So
now you've had a chance to meet some people out there. Have you had a chance to meet her in person?
I have not,
okay, but
she is on the list for sure. I mean, I'm willing to go wherever she is. So we'll have to.
She must be awesome.
She really, really is an awesome lady.
So it's fair to say that you're going to be out on the lookout for positive things to bring to your segment so people can be highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is, yes. I feel like not enough people are. And I am on the lookout. So coming for you.
We're all about that.
Yeah.
That sounds
the more
good.
The merrier.
I think that is a perfect deal. We need more positivity. I mean, that's why we said last week we reached out to Holly was because of the positivity, and whatever you can do to make that space a more positive one.
Right.
Let us know. We're all about helping. So
that is my goal.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to Caleb's Choice time.
Oh,
these are always the funnest.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I always tell people. I say, if you miss anything, don't miss Caleb's Choice, because if you want to get to know people, and when we have guests that come on the show that are already scheduled, they have agreed that they would take part of the whole podcast, Caleb's Choice, and the taste test. So you're not going to want to miss that. I'm sure there'll be some teasers out there, but we're not quite ready to tell you who. So Caleb, take it away, man.
All right. Our first question for today, which might be hard for Holly, but because I didn't know what we were going to talk about, but is what was your first or your favorite pet you've ever had? And mine My
Oh,
first
he goes
pet,
first,
I'll go
'cause-
first to help you guys think a little
Yeah,
bit.
kids, because we don't know. Holly doesn't know these
No.
questions. Greg and I don't know these questions. And when Holly asks a question,
Yeah.
the three of us don't know what it is, so she's gonna have to go first
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Gives us a second to think about
Think
it.
about it
so-
just a second, yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, I already got mine. But
Okay.
you go ahead, and then I could go next because I already know.
Okay,
okay,
perfect.
sweet.
My first pet was Diddle Diddle, a little gray tabby cat, and then but my favorite pet is River, my golden retriever I have now. He's been through a lot, and
River.
River's a good dog.
Was Diddle Diddle the one that met a really bad ending to his life?
Yes,
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
He's a cat?
he's a cat.
You have a fiddle.
He didn't.
You know, he couldn't play fiddle.
Hey, Diddle Diddle.
That's why I didn't really care for him that much.
Cat and the fiddle.
All right, Holly, you got an
That's
answer. You
yeah.
go.
Okay, so my very first pet was a cat, and she is my favorite. Her name was Kiki.
Kiki.
Kiki, and she, oh gosh, I was really little. I think I was 5, and I just remember everything about Kiki. So she is, yeah, cats are my jam. I really, really like cats. So
I like cats.
That's my
I got 4 cats at home. So.
Yeah,
You have
I
four
do
cats.
too.
Two outside, 2 inside.
awesome.
So, what was your favorite?
My favorite pet? I would say I had a parakeet named Beekman. That was my favorite pet. That little parakeet would fly right to me, land on my shoulder. He would do
Can
whatever.
parakeets talk, or is that a different?
They
bird?
can talk,
But
it's
it is-
hard for them to talk.
Beekman's World.
Yeah, Beekman's
Is it
World.
what it was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I named him off of. Yeah. But that little bird was awesome.
So, I don't really remember the pets I had as a little kid. I don't. My memory doesn't stretch that far back. Maybe it's just because I'm too old now. I don't know. But my favorite pet is your dog River. Also,
Isn't it? Yes.
River
it's
is
not actually my pet, but there isn't a nicer dog in the world. Like
No.
he is always happy to see you. He's not too rambunctious. He's super smart. He's almost died twice.
Yeah, he's been through a lot.
One
Yeah.
of those issues is somehow he got into something that poisoned him, and to cure him, the medicine they gave him
The side effect.
made him deaf. The
Yeah.
side effect of the medicine, he's deaf. But he's so smart now, he knows like sign language. If you throw a fist up, he sits down. If you want him to come to you, you just say, "Hey, come here," and he'll run right over to you.
He
And
wasn't listening this morning.
well,
He was
run
happy
all
Greg
over
was
this
all
morning.
wet.
Yeah, when Greg shows up, it's like chaos. It's like, Greg's here to play. But no, I don't mean to steal your answer, but
Yeah.
my favorite pet is your dog, River.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So
That's a good dog.
it is a good dog.
All right, question number 2.
Okay.
Where in the United States would you like to visit that you've never been to before? Anywhere?
That I've never been before.
Before, yeah.
Okay, you gotta go
So for
first.
me, I've never been to Vegas, so I'd like to go to Vegas soon.
Oh my gosh, Caleb!
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Right. I feel
Yeah, and I've been there probably 15 times.
Yeah, you've been
I've
there a lot.
all been there.
I've
Yeah.
probably been there 8 to 10.
Yeah, we got to get Caleb out there. We're
Do
actually,
a podcast in Vegas.
yeah, maybe
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this, we were thinking about maybe spring, trying to get out there
That'd
and
be
do
cool.
something. So
Let's do it seriously. That's
okay, so Vegas for you.
Yeah.
Holly, do you have one on the tip of your tongue? Because I have to think.
I do.
Okay.
So I've thought about this because one of my bucket list items is to visit every single state in the United States. And so the one that I'm most excited and cannot wait to go to is Rhode Island. I mean, it's tiny, and why not? I mean, what is there to do? Who knows? But
Yeah.
I will figure it out. I am so excited about Rhode Island.
It's tiny.
I like that.
I like that. Robert.
I know what you're saying there. I really do. I've never been there.
I think
so.
Greg's feelings are a little bit hurt that you didn't say Missouri.
But you've already been to Missouri.
Well, you've already been to Missouri.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. I mean, the bad side
The
of
bad
Missouri,
side,
but
but it's all right.
Yeah, it's a bad side. But we'll get you in studio soon enough.
sorry,
Wait,
sister.
did you say city or state?
Anywhere in the United States.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know a city in Rhode Island. I'm just
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that I want to go there.
You know,
Do you have one?
it would be one of those states up there, because I mean I've been to most of the states, north, south, and west, and majority of them east. I would say, probably Maine.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, just probably
Fall.
the colder weather. Yeah, I like lobster. I mean, it just seems isolated in a place.
It's gotta have to do with food.
It might be peaceful there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It might be. I have no idea. I've never been there myself. Have you ever been to Maine?
No. Well, no. We got up to Niagara Falls.
And I'd want to drive there, so then I could hit all those other states I've never been through.
Yeah, that'd be nice. A little road trip.
And that's actually a more entertaining drive than heading the other direction.
That's a
Get the
that's
drive
a long.
through Kansas, it's like,
Oh, Kansas is once you get past Kansas though.
Yeah, once you get past Kansas, it's pretty entertaining. But
Yeah, Kansas is a long, boring stretch.
You know, I don't know why this is popping in my head because I've never really thought I wanted to visit there before, but I've been able to travel a lot of places. But one place I've never been is New York City. I've never been to New York. So
I haven't either.
That is my number one place.
Really?
Love it.
That's probably what on the list. I've never had a layover there. I've been to New York State, but never to New York City.
Yeah.
I made it, I think, as far as Buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
but never made it to New York City. So
I haven't either.
I never really thought that'd be high on the list, but now that I'm checking off the boxes of where I've been, I'm like, that's really the only place that I haven't been.
So we need to do a podcast in Vegas and a podcast in New York.
Absolutely, let's do
Good
it.
little
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, so my last one for today. Josh is going to love this one.
Oh, great.
What's your favorite musical/Disney movie?
I got too many.
I know, I figured Greg got a lot. I'll go first.
My wife
Yeah,
is a
you gotta
Disney
go
fanatic.
first.
I'll say Mary Poppins.
I can see
That's
that.
my favorite.
Oh, that is a musical, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
It has
Spoonful
to
of
be.
sugar
It
makes
has to be
medicine.
Disney.
No, it doesn't have to be. It can be a musical.
Okay.
I like that
Disney.
one. That's a good one.
Do you have one, Greg? You probably have 5.
Someone else have to go. I had to
Holly,
make a
do you have
decision.
one? Are
I
you a
do.
musical person?
Oh, I am. But I'm a Disney person more.
Okay.
Okay.
So mine is definitely Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and
the Beast.
Yeah.
That's a Disney slash musical movie, right?
Sales all this time.
Yeah. Greg,
Nope, you're nope. I'm last.
how can you be last? Have we ever had a Caleb's Choice question where somebody didn't answer it?
No, you have to.
I have
That's the
to.
rules.
Is August Rush a musical?
August Rush.
Do they sing in that, or is it just about guitar playing?
This is about guitar playing.
No, the dad sings.
That's not considered.
The dad sings musical August Rush. I pick it.
Wow.
If you haven't seen that movie, you really
It's
should
good.
watch August Rush. That is a really good movie. I'm picking August Rush.
All right.
Go, Greg.
Okay.
Just say Frozen. It's all right.
If you start
Frozen.
singing,
I'm thinking Aladdin or Moana. I'd have to go with Aladdin though.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, good,
just
'cause I've actually
classic
seen that
favorite.
one.
Yeah, I like the cartoon the best, but I did like the live action. So
Robin Williams is the best.
I do like
Yeah.
Robin Williams. Yeah.
Sound of Music.
Mm-hmm.
That's a musical.
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
one.
It is a musical.
So if you can't take the August Rush answer,
So you got two answers
backup
now,
answer,
Josh?
Sound of
Wow.
Music.
and who had multiple?
Yeah, Josh.
But seriously, anybody watching this has never seen August Rush?
That's a lot.
I'm not that.
That has the Willy Wonka kid in it, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Charlie?
I think it is.
Willy Wonka. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
It's
Alright.
the kid is the kid that plays the
Good
autistic doctor
Yeah,
in
that's the
some
Willy
show.
Wonka kid. And he played
Okay,
Norman Bates and Psycho.
but his parents are famous too. His mom is famous actress.
Is she?
Yeah, and
He's
the
from
dad
England.
was in John Travolta movie. I'm so bad with names of people in movies, but check out August Rush. I promise you'll like it. And for any of you guys out there that need a movie for date night, that's a good one.
Hey, honey, we're watching a musical tonight.
Or
All right.
Damn in Real Life. That's in Rhode Island.
Damn it! Now we're on date night movies.
Yeah.
You're all about Dan in Real Life.
I
aren't
love
you?
that movie.
I still haven't seen it. I'll have to watch
Most
it.
people haven't.
I'll watch it as soon as Greg watches the last 2 episodes of
Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things.
Nope.
So we can actually talk about it.
I'm still running up that hill, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna kick you down that hill. Tim's gonna throw you down that hill.
Okay, I'll watch it.
All right, Holly, it's your turn to ask a question.
Oh, it's such a good one. I'm so excited for it.
All right.
All right, you guys ready?
Ready.
All right. Maybe, yeah.
You're playing a video game on a bet, and you're almost winning, but suddenly a super important person calls. Do you answer it or not?
This happens to me almost every day when I'm trying to record content for our YouTube channel. Nobody will call for 3 hours, and then I get on and start recording, and it's like ring, 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 ring.
You know,
Somebody's super important, like life or death type stuff.
yeah, can we define super important?
You don't really know. It's just a super important person that, it could be any news.
I would have to answer the call. I would.
Okay. I know Greg's torn.
Okay, maybe
He's super torn.
I've gone through life changes recently. I'm getting older, so
You are getting older, yeah.
2 years ago, I probably would have said, "Nah, I'm going to play that video game."
You
and
probably
be
would have thrown your
dominant."
phone across the room and
But-
broke it.
Yeah, I don't need a phone anymore.
Yeah.
It's too much of a
Why don't you
distraction.
both answer the phone and keep playing?
No.
I don't think that's legal in
I
this
know.
question. I don't think that's what she's asking. I'd answer the phone. I would now.
I would.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I answer the phone too. Even if it means death, I just record another one. But every time I'm like, oh, I'm about to win this Fortnite game.
I don't know.
And then, now I got to record another one because the circle's this big and you can't hide. So it's like, okay, I'm dead.
Yeah, that was a hard question.
Well, you didn't answer it, Holly. What's your answer?
So
Don't call her. No.
I am super competitive. So it doesn't matter if it's $1 or if it's $1,000. I'm not answering that phone.
Oh,
Yeah, I
That actually
if they're
surprises
that
me.
important to me, I'm that important to them, and they understand how I am.
True.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's perspective. All right.
You know,
Yeah.
I say that I would answer the phone, but do you know how many phone calls I don't answer, whether I don't see it? And I know people and friends are like, he didn't see it again.
He'd be like, yeah.
But I
Caleb
just set my
McGregor
phone
call.
down and I'll walk off.
Yeah.
I don't carry it around everywhere I go. And I come back, there's 3 missed calls. I call them in order. It's an hour phone call every time. And it's like, oh yeah, 4 hours later, I finally call you back.
Josh, just hang up. I've got to do stuff.
Yeah.
me, I'm not that nice all the time.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, I guess not. We may have to change the name of your segment.
That was a real question.
All right, so we are to the time of the taste test. Now,
Yes.
funny little backstory to this. Last week, we made Holly eat alligator. So this week, we thought we would be nice. Okay? And so I thought, this is lame, but we're going to do it anyways because we owe her,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so,
An easy one.
and I personally hate this. Okay, it's not gross to me, but I hate this. These are carrot cake Oreos.
Yeah, there you go.
But
Yeah.
so we thought we were being nice.
Yeah.
Come to find out,
Nobody consulted me.
Holly hates carrot cake. So yeah,
Oh, I just can't. Why is carrots in a cake? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
100%
Agreed.
agreed. I hate carrots in cake.
the
That
only
doesn't make
Yes.
sense.
Maybe
So
disagree.
we are going to try these. Oh, they're not the color that they are on the package. Have you opened yours, Holly?
Not.
What the?
They put more carrots in those.
Do you think these are
They're dog
spoiled?
treats. They're dog treats.
Mine are burnt.
Yeah.
What?
Or-
If they're both that way, we can just got chalk it up to that's the way it's meant to be.
Yeah, well, let's.
It's cinnamon.
Do they actually smell? Oh, they
It
smell
is.
like carrot cake.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Holly. We thought we were being nice, but turns out we weren't. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cheers.
Oh, give me the alligator.
I'm yucky.
Yeah. No, thank you. I don't need that in my life.
Ugh.
Got my handy water next to me.
That's worse than the jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a gallon of coffee to wash that down.
So,
That was like eating a dog biscuit.
I love
It was
Oreos.
really crunchy. Like,
Just as a FYI, I love regular Oreos. But even the cookie was like
it was weird.
crunchier, or there's something wrong with that.
Normally, I finish stuff. No matter
I
what.
know.
I thought you would take that back home to your kids.
For you.
Yeah. Do
Ship it back to Caleb.
pigs eat Oreos? Maybe you can feed them to your pigs.
Ooh.
I don't know. Do they eat that kind of stuff?
They everything. So if they don't eat this, there's a problem.
There you go.
Oh, well then let us know. If we all get sick tonight around 10 p.m., we'll know why. Did you eat the whole cookie?
Eat the carrots.
Oh no, I took the
Okay.
bite.
Yeah, this is what all of ours look like
None
too.
of us
So,
finished it.
Yeah, no.
so obviously none of us would recommend that to anyone. Can we agree? Can we all agree that don't
Thumbs
waste your
down.
money on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't.
So next week though, we do have a little bit of a spin on the taste test, which we don't actually even get to decide what it is. We are going to have to spin a wheel, and then we're going to have a choice, and the choice could be good, or the choice could be really, really, really bad.
But we don't know.
But we don't know until we actually eat it, whether it's good or bad. So I expect there to be some pretty awesome reactions to this. And do we need to get you a bucket just in case?
No.
Okay.
No.
So we'll have a bucket on standby. But guys, before we end this, does anybody have anything they want to add before we shut this thing down for the day?
We do have a special guest next week.
And we still haven't quite figured out how we're going to tease that yet, have we? Like, we're still being in talks, but you're going to start seeing some stuff popping up on Twitter, I think, next week. All I would say, and Ollie, if you have anything to add to this, feel free, is that one, this person is awesome. Two, I think that everyone that watches this is going to be super excited that this person is going to be on here. And three, personally, I'm just thankful this person said they would come on. So, any other hints that you have, Holly, that doesn't give it away?
Or he's gonna do the taste test with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there was a little hint in what Holly just said right there. If you paid attention, I'm not going to point it out, but there was a little hint in there. So it's going to be super awesome. I'll just go ahead and tease this too. So our goal is to have a guest about once a month, right? And sometimes it may be a little longer than that. Sometimes it may be a little sooner. But this week or next week's podcast, we will have a guest. And the following week, we're going to have another guest. And then in October, we're actually going to have an in-studio guest if everything works out. It's not in concrete yet, but it looks like that may be the case. So it's going to be pretty cool. And be watching for some of those teasers out there. I promise you're not going to want to miss it. As always, Holly, thank you very much for joining us. We are super stoked for what the future holds. Nobody's trying to put their finger on it and make it one little thing. We're just going to see how this thing evolves, and we're going to go from there. And I just hope that the viewers have as much fun watching it as we have making it. And thank you very much. And anybody else have anything to add?
No, I'm excited for really all the positivity, like you said.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Encouraging people, and
I don't know if we mentioned or not, but we're going to put the Twitter handle in the comments so that you can go check out that profile. Yeah. And it'll be easier to find. And guys, have a great weekend, and God bless.
Yep. God bless.
Be kind.
Yeah.
Don't forget to be kind.
Absolutely.